Hold on 1 second. Let me pull up the housekeeping.
Right.
Welcome committee members, liaisons, and members of the public to the Legal Services Trust Fund Commission Executive Committee meeting. Thank you for joining us. We are using Zoom with the goal to foster a more inclusive environment and effective meeting. If you would like to comment during the meeting, please use the raise hand feature. Please utilize this tool to virtually indicate that you would like to speak in order to help the chair facilitate the discussion. A friendly reminder, this is a video conference. Per Bagley King requirements, all cameras must be kept on during the duration of the meeting. If you're not unable to have your camera on, you must indicate a reason for your non-appearance during the meeting. Please be aware of the surroundings behind you. All committee meetings will be recorded and posted to the State Bar's website. Zoom captioning is available. To enable, select live transcript at the bottom of your Zoom screen and then select enable transcript. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Kim. Let's do a roll call vote.
Sure. Connolly? Elseroff?
Sorry, not a vote. It was attendance.
Oh, roll call,
I'm
yes.
present. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Escobedo?
Here.
Melrod?
Here.
Thank you. Blakemore?
Here.
Falcon? Judge Rosie?
Yep.
All right, and then I'll make a note for our liaisons presenters. I saw Selena in the waiting room earlier. If you could promote her. I don't know if Melanie or Kim are also Melanie Snyder, Kim or Nicole Claro. And then I'll make a note of State Bar staff. Hi, Selena.
Hi, present as a liaison.
Thank you. We'll take another skim at the attendee poll. All right, good for me. We have 5 members present and quorum.
Okay, great. Let's do public comment. Looks like we have one person raising their hand right
Yes,
now.
I'll allow them to speak.
Okay, let's do a public comment time of 2 minutes for today.
Good afternoon. My name is Kai On from Sacramento. Political power controls State Bar of California, Chief Justice, and Attorney General not to investigate Sacramento DA office, and SPD make up a story that fake killer Mr. Junso for hit and run kill my father won't call on. DA case number 99F08735. It is a serious integrity issue. To consider social responsibility, State Bar, Board of Trustees, and other committee members should report this incident to all California senators, assemblies members, and all California citizens to keep an integrity justice system and government. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any other public comments today?
No one else has their hand raised.
Okay. All right, thank you. Then let's get into it. For the chairs, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who was at the meeting our last meeting and participated in that discussion and the multiple discussions that we had on some of the more controversial issues that came up in the decisions that we made. I thought it was a really great conversation. I thought it was a really robust back and forth, and we addressed all the issues in a very civil and substantive way. So I appreciate the contributions. And I think that's it was emblematic of the benefits and the way that our commission works. I think it was a very productive and good conversation. And I'm interested to hear if anybody else has thoughts or feedback on it, how we might be able to make it more streamlined or other sorts of information, or if anybody else has thoughts on it, but I wanted to say thank you. And then now let's go to Duan for the director's report.
Yeah, I just have a couple quick updates. There was a board of trustees meeting last week. I presented our Untitled distribution. It was voted unanimous. There were some questions, but it wasn't the underlying recommendation of itself. It's just more about our grant making and understanding kind of it's pretty complicated, the spreadsheet. So I'm going to meet with some board members to kind of walk them through it separately. Usually the July board meeting is when the board approves appointments for the upcoming year. And there was a technical difficulty or something and didn't get posted. So there is not an issue. We have one appointment that's going to be a state board of trustee appointment. That's just going to happen at an ad hoc meeting. So we'll send around an email as soon as that appointment happens. And I think that I was told it should happen in August. So I'll let you all know that. And then my only other update, which you've already seen, we have now posted for the director of grants position. So feel free to reach out to your networks broadly if anybody wants to talk to me before they apply. Like if you have somebody, I'm happy to kind of meet with them. But usually with these type of high level positions, if there's somebody in the community or somebody that's we can make sure that I can talk to them or at least they get any stuff. So let me know if you have somebody in mind for someone's interested. That's all my updates on me.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Duan. So the next thing we have on the agenda is the GES report. And Jason's not here. Do we have somebody else that's gonna?
Erica's gonna do
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to be filling in for Jason on behalf of the GES committee. Just some quick updates. So the committee has been fairly busy this summer, having one meeting per month, May, June, and then upcoming in July next week. Primarily focused on IELTA and EIF applications. They've also been reviewing care court grants for sports centers and amounts going out to public defenders and qualified legal services projects. But the IELTA EIF application process has been ongoing for the past 2.5 months. And so at next week's meeting, the committee will be reviewing the 119 applications that we received for funding. In particular, we'll be diving into primary purpose determinations for organizations that don't meet the presumption of primary purpose, the additional pro bono allocations that are requested by some qualified legal services projects, and then eligibility issues that were raised through eligibility review conferences. And we thank the several members of the committee have participated in those eligibility review conferences over the past couple months. And so we'll be able to have the full discussion about the results of those next week before bringing recommendations to the commission at its August meeting. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Erica. All right, Judge Rossi on PDI.
Thanks, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. I can't tell if my internet is all that stable.
I got you.
But PDI work meets tomorrow. We haven't met in a month or so, but certainly Aaron and I have been working diligently on the Community Justice Worker Project. But PDI, like I said, meets tomorrow. We'll be approving the 2027 partnership grant funding recommendations. I think we recommended funding 35 projects for almost 6 million, like 5.8, 5.9 million. We're going to also talk about and perhaps adopt a definition of rural. It's a definition that the Council on Access and Fairness has been working on. And so we'll talk about that and perhaps adopt as a committee a definition of rural, which we would then likely have to bring to the entire commission. We'll have an update on the Community Justice Worker Project, of course, the administrative order and proposed rules that we've been working on quite diligently. We're also going to be doing an update on the Los Angeles briefing on the Trust Fund Commission's impact report, updating on the Access and Inclusion Lab, and the Fresno convening earlier this month, And I think also, hopefully we will get to this, the Legal Aid Justice Technology Collaborative. We sadly keep running out of time, but I am going to try very hard to make sure that we actually get a chance to talk about the great work that's being done there. And like I said, that's tomorrow, so feel free to tune in, anyone, if you are interested in talking or listening.
I mean, you're on mute.
Yeah, I think you're muted.
I'm sorry. I was curious, when is the LA briefing on that you mentioned?
So we are talking about the LA briefing that I think already happened,
It
right?
already happened, yeah.
Dwan?
I see. Okay, this is the one that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
A little background, and Ephraim is the one that actually helped us coordinate this. So this has been several weeks now. Gosh, it's beginning of the summer, because I remember it was like after school ended and I went down there. So Ephraim was able to invite some LA supervisors, some foundations to come, and we had it was a nice sized group. I want to say 20 something people. We had at the Cow Endowment. Crystal came, Sylvia and I also presented, and what we took them through was pretty much our impact report, and
Nice.
we had then a really robust discussion on like partnerships and what to do. And then following that meeting, and this Ephraim doesn't know yet, but there were several people that reached out to us, supervisors that wanted to get a little bit more data to kind of think about how we can coordinate something more. So we're kind of just keeping those like relationships going. But thank you, Ephraim, for
Great.
coordinating that.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah, thank you. I remember, so that's the only, I remember hoping that I could make it to that and then not being able to, but wondering how did it go? And that's phenomenal.
So we'll try to do more of that. I mean, what we did, Crystal did a great job at kind of pulling out data for LA specifically, and then we featured like the immigration work and some other issue areas of work. So there are other jurisdictions that we can't do it for all of them, but there are other ones we can do more of things like that.
Great. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's continue on. Rules Committee, I don't know if there's much to say, Catherine, on that, but
I will say, compared to my very busy co-chairs of other committees, we have nothing to report because we are not meeting. We just shifted all the work to them.
exactly. Okay. The next thing is the minutes. Does anybody have any edits, comments, excuse me, questions on the April 30th minutes? If not, do I have a motion?
I'll move approval.
Okay, Catherine moves. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Judge Rosie seconds. Let's do a roll call.
Sure. Blakemore,
Yes.
Galkin, Judge Rosie,
Yes.
Escobedo,
Yes.
Milrod,
Yes.
Connolly, Alsaraf.
Yes.
All right, that's 5 yeses, 0 no's. Motion passes.
Great. Okay, and then Crystal, I'll turn it to you on the appointments.
Sure. So no slides today. Good afternoon. I'll just be presenting on agenda item 5.1, which is recommendation of appointments to the Legal Services Trust Fund Commission for the 2026 to 2027 term. Pursuant to Business and Professions Code Section 621.5, the commission is comprised of 24 members with multiple appointing bodies. The commission itself is responsible for appointing 4 members, including at least 2 indigent persons. In addition, under its charter, the LSTFC Executive Committee is responsible for managing appointments and the onboarding processes. The co-chairs of the Legal Services Trust Fund Commission recommend approval of 3-member appointments for the 2026 to 2027 term, which address the current and anticipated vacancies. These appointments are critical to advancing the Commission's mission of closing the justice gap in California by increasing equitable access to legal services for low-income and underserved communities. As a brief overview of the selection process, 10 applications were received and candidates were evaluated for their commitment to expanding access to justice, their familiarity with California's legal aid landscape, governance experience, and community service. The review process prioritized diversity in professional roles, lived experience, and geographic representation. I'll provide a quick summary of the 3 recommended candidates. And as a reminder, the full appointment applications are included as part of the meeting materials. So the first candidate, Kevin Baker, he brings over 30 years of legislative and public interest experience, including major contributions to legal aid funding initiatives and statewide access to justice policy. His leadership roles with the Assembly Judiciary Committee, the ACLU, and key judicial council bodies make him a highly qualified candidate. Amar John, or AJ Thomas, is a public sector attorney with strong litigation, regulatory compliance, and governance experience, which include leadership roles at San Francisco Office of Economic and Workforce Development and the San Francisco Employees Retirement System. His policy expertise, his commitment to responsible resource stewardship, and lived experience as a first-generation college and law school graduate make him a strong fit for the commission. And our third candidate, Angie King, who you all know, is recommended for reappointment. She brings nearly 50 years of legal aid and nonprofit governance experience, providing deep practical insight into the needs of low-income and underserved communities. Her experience on the commission has strengthened her understanding of its mission, positioning her to continue offering steady and experienced leadership.
So it's Catherine. I will move what seem to be 3 really well-qualified candidates. I worked extensively with Kevin while he was in the legislature. He's a great proponent of legal aid and the need for adequate funding. And of course, know Angie and look forward to meeting Amar. So.
Great. And sorry, just as a reminder, the committee will make a recommendation, and this will be presented for final approval at the August 14 commission meeting. So thank you.
I'm making a recommendation then to the full commission. Thank you for the correction.
Okay. Let's do a roll call vote.
Wonderful. All right. Blakemore,
Yes.
Falcon, Judge Rosie,
Yes.
Escobedo,
Yes.
Milrod,
Yes.
Alsaroff,
Yes.
Connolly, absent. That's 5 yeses, 0 nos. Motion passes. Thank you all.
Great. Thank you, Crystal. I'm excited about this, about the new folks. I think it'll be the backgrounds that they bring and the, well, Angie's been, but our new folks, and then we've got some others that have expressed interest as well. I will now move over to Jennifer to talk to us about the community justice workers proposal.
Thank you, Amin. Nice to see everyone this afternoon. Some of this will be a recap of staff's update at the July 13 commission meeting, but to reiterate some of the recent community justice worker developments, on June 18, the California Supreme Court issued Administrative Order 2026-06-17-01, Proposed Rules of Court Rule 9.45.1 in response to the legal aid petition to create a California CJW program. The order directs the State Bar to solicit public comment on the court's version of the proposed rule for a 45-day period. It further directs the State Bar to consider, after the public comment period concludes, whether to recommend adoption of the proposed rule with or without changes, or offer other recommendations about next steps. Shortly after the court released the administrative order on June 23rd, the Senate Judiciary Committee amended SB 1129, a bill that previously would have directed the State Bar to form a CJW working group to study CJW models in other jurisdictions and report to the legislature on its findings and recommendations by January 1st, 2029. As amended, SB 1129 would require the State Bar to transmit to the Assembly and Senate Judiciary Committees a report specifying any statutory changes it believes are necessary to implement a CJW program, and this would be due at the same time that it responds to the Supreme Court's administrative order. SB 1129 was approved by the Senate Judiciary Committee on June 30th and is now pending a vote on the Assembly floor. As you know, the PDI Committee CJW Working Group is continuing its diligent work, both through meetings and asynchronously. It has met 3 times and done really extensive work over email as well in order to draft public comment on the court's version of the proposed rule for the commission's review and hopefully approval at its August 14 meeting. It plans to meet at least twice more ahead of presenting its recommendations to the commission. In conjunction with its recommendations on the proposed rule, the working group has also begun discussing potential statutory changes that may be required to implement the CJW program to ensure that it can be fully responsive to SB 1129 should the bill pass. The working group's memo to the commission will include a section on potential statutory changes that would be necessary to implement the CJW program. And thus far, this section will include 5 issue areas: privilege, work product, unauthorized practice of law, primary purpose for both QLSPs and support centers, and expenditures. And staff will discuss these potential statutory changes in greater detail in its memo to the Board of Trustees. Duan, do you have anything to add before we open it up to discussion? I'm happy to answer questions if there are any.
So are these comments that will be circulated? Do we, as a trust fund commission, do we adopt them and then they get forwarded to the legislature, the state bar board? Do we get to make a recommendation as a commission independently? What happens now?
Great question. So on August 14, the working group will present a memo that includes a drafted letter as well as proposed red line edits to the Supreme Court's version of proposed rule 9.45.1. At that time, the commission will have an opportunity to discuss, perhaps ask for revisions, but hopefully ultimately pass a resolution to provide those public comments. The state bar is administering the public comment period. So the public comments will go to the state bar, which is also our office, is doing this work. And the state bar will analyze and review the public comments and present them first to the Board of Trustees. As of now, that's at its September meeting, but that is subject to change. And then to the Supreme Court once the Board of Trustees has approved the analysis and recommendations from staff.
And that process is expected to take until January, or what's the timeline?
No
Then they
frame on it, patients, but obviously, like, we know there's like interest with it. There's no time frame, there's no set like deadline that the Supreme Court has set out, but we are trying to move as quickly as we can because we know that the community wants to see this program up and running, and as do we. But the big caveat is, the public comment period closes, I want to say the 3rd week of August. So we're already trying to right now analyze it as public comment come through. The thing that we can't anticipate is the volume. And if they all come in towards the end, then we might not be able to make that September board meeting. It might get moved to another board meeting, but we're trying our best.
got it.
Catherine, go ahead.
I just wanted to repeat a comment I heard, I think at the Cal ATJ Legal Aid Committee, of the ability of each of us to separately weigh in as individuals and how that can be helpful for those of us that have experience on the commission or as legal aid or people involved in access to justice work about the importance of this program. I think the State Bar has done a great job with a survey tool that's pretty easy to fill out. I intend to submit a comment. I would encourage other people on the commission to submit a comment because think all of us support this and understand the reasons it's so important. And having voices that say that, I think will be helpful. So that's just my suggestion to members of this and other committees.
That's a great point, and we could probably send an email, our next communication to the commission saying that, because I think when we updated it, it was about the commission's public comments. I don't know if people know that they can comment on their individual capacity.
I think that's really helpful, Dawn, and a really good idea, because I think when we say the commission's submitting something, it might appear that would, as a member of the commission, you wouldn't be able to make your own comment, but I think those are really welcome. So I think that would be fabulous.
A great idea. Thanks, Catherine. Hey, Erica.
Hi, apologies for being late, just running from trial.
All good. All good. We're most of the way through our agenda. We just got an update on the community justice workers proposal. And can you remind me, when is the deadline for the public comment period?
That is August 22nd, which is a Saturday at 11:59 p.m.
Okay. Okay. And our next meeting, I know the report's coming out the 14th. Is our next meeting before?
It was
I should know
before,
that.
it was designed so that the commission, that's why we were waiting a little bit, like a week out anyways, I won't bore you with the details, but you'll have an opportunity to vote at the commission meeting, so you make the deadline on the 20-something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Any other questions or thoughts on the subject from anybody? Okay. Let's move into the next item, which is our August 14th. Oh, okay, so August 14th is the meeting. That's when we're gonna get
Exactly, yeah.
okay. So Dwan, go ahead.
Sure, and I don't have a big report. I just want to let you all know, because I don't think it's always obvious. Our August meeting is the last meeting of our term. So we do unfortunately have a lot of members terming off. Our very own Erica Connolly is going to be her last meeting. So this meeting is going to be video conference, but you're welcome, and we actually strongly encourage if you could attend in person, because we can say farewell to our beloved commissioners terming off and see each other at one time. So San Francisco or Los Angeles, you'll get an email from Chris or Kim soon about logistics. And we want to try to do something nice. So more to come on that front through email. Then for this meeting, it's a fairly important meeting, and we really do need quorum at this meeting, because as Erica Carroll updated, the GS committee has been working really hard on reviewing IELTS and EF eligibility. This is the meeting where we need to approve the programs, and it's a very tight timeline, because once we go to approving it, the staff have a couple weeks to run our allocation. So our formula for getting the award allocations out to programs, then they're on a tight time frame, about a month, to review budgets. And then in November, we approve budgets, and then we get our grant agreement. So it's all very tight in terms of like sequencing. So the major agenda items at that August meeting is going to be to review IELTS and EF eligibility. As you already heard from the last meeting, there are a number of compliance issues. So I imagine they're going to eat up a lot of that meeting. And then the other substantive item that you heard from Jennifer, we will be having a discussion pretty thorough about the public comments that working group is going to recommend for the commission to adopt. So those are the two big. There might be some more administrative things that are happening there. We'll provide you with a care report update as well then, but those are like the big ticket items.
That sounds great. Hard to believe that we're already at this stage of the term, and Erica's tenure, and I know we've got a few other folks, so look forward to seeing everybody there. And I think, yeah, I mean, I just want to reiterate, I thought, the discussions about compliance and the various issues at the last meeting, it feels like we've kind of hit a stride in terms of how these discussions are going, and the insight that we're getting from folks. So look forward to getting into that, that same groove again in the next meeting, and hopefully we can sort of close out this term on positive note. So anything else that anybody wants to address on the meeting or in the agenda items that we have? Catherine, yeah, go ahead.
I think we've done this in the past and just so that we can get through the action items, that kind of the update things happen at the end of the meeting so that there's enough time for the discussion. I felt really bad leaving early the last time and I'd let staff know I couldn't stay till 4, but anyway, it's just everybody
Well,
has
that's a great idea.
competing priorities, I think, so
Yeah.
we can do
Back to
updates.
the voting items in the front.
I think that's better just because I mean, as you said, Dawn, they're important issues. I mean, both community justice workers as well as the grant decisions. So I feel like we should jump into it and get those done and then save the updates for later, even though the updates sometimes are very interesting because I appreciate them. It's just, I worry about the timing. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm open to that, Erica.
Yeah, I'll echo. I think that's a really good idea. And also then I think it's a nice way to kind of have a sort of an more interesting and like low-key discussion for us on the back end then and when everyone's more like fresh and everything, we can have the more difficult, like intense conversation. Not difficult or intense, but like they're the ones where we have to like really dig into stuff. So I think that's a great idea. Thanks, Catherine, for the suggestion.
Yeah, agreed. And I think we're largely in a place where we end up losing folks more on the back end than folks coming in late in the front end. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Do we have any concept of whether we have tight quorum? I don't think we're quite at the RSVP.
I don't think we've RSVP'd yet. I don't think we sent. And usually I would say that August meeting is where it's the summer meeting that, that one May, June meeting, we always struggle with quorum. But August, I haven't historically felt like we've had a quorum issue, but we haven't sent it out, right, Kim?
No, I have sent it
Oh,
out.
you have sent it out. Okay.
I'll resend it to everyone that hasn't responded yet.
Do we have quorum already? Do you know?
No.
No, not yet. Okay.
She sent out a nice note yesterday, I think, asking where we all were going to be or the day before. It was great.
Yeah, and I owe you a response, Kim. I'll probably come to the SF office that day,
Okay.
but I'll confirm an email.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. We've kept it tight and efficient for today. Appreciate everybody's time. We've had a few of these. We're like I said, we're in a groove of being efficient here. So have a great rest of your Thursday. Look forward to seeing you all next month.
Bye, everyone. Have a good one.
Thanks all.